Hey, this is Brian. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. So my last video was coming in here and just showing you guys how I was bondoing these holes that I don't want in my cabinets here in the laundry room that I'm getting ready to paint. So those are all filled in, ready to go. Really the next step is to remove all the cabinet doors, drawer faces, get this laundry room primed and painted. So what I always do is I always start with the diagram of my laundry room. So in this laundry room, it's kind of large, so I just draw it out and I just number my cabinet doors, and then I just letter my drawer faces. So that way I know when I'm going to put everything back on where it is. So, you know, a lot of people are like, well, how do you keep track of, you know, where to write the number on your doors? Because once they're painted and you paint everywhere, how would you ever know which was which, and how do you keep track of it? So what I always do is, you know, I number these, and then I take the, once I take the doors off, which is super simple, you know, this particular concealed hinge, the hardware is really easy. There's actually only one screw that holds these to the face frames. So it's just right here, boom, pop it off. I've already taken one door off just for ease here. So that's a tall door, it's got 3 hinges, but this one's got 2 because it's from the lower cabinets. And I just use one of these screwdrivers. I really like these Dewalt little 8-volt screwdrivers. I have 2 different styles. This one right here has torque settings on it, which I really like. So when you're working on certain things and it's really sensitive, especially when you're screwing things into plastic and plastic will strip out really easily, I like to really lower that torque setting so that I'm not over tightening it, because usually with power tools you have a tendency to strip things out. So really the biggest difference between these 2 screwdrivers, the same batteries, the 8-volt max system. This screwdriver just stays straight. It's like this, and this one has the option of twisting the handle, so you can either use it like that, like you would a normal screwdriver, or you can actually put the handle at 90 degrees. The cool thing about these screwdrivers is you don't just come in here and pull the trigger to get them to work. The pulling the trigger just activates it. They're actually controlled by gyroscope. So when you take this and you turn it to the right, it goes, and the further you turn it to the right, the faster it spins. And when you go to the left, it would back your screw out, and the faster you turn it. So it's pretty cool. When I first got this, I was super frustrated because I'm a guy and I didn't read the instruction manual. And so I'm sitting there holding it and I'm trying to screw something in and I'm trying to like turn it, and it would turn the screw in and then turn back, and I'm like, how does this stupid thing work? And then I finally figured it out, it's gyroscopic. So pretty cool tool. And I really like this for jobs like this. Even though I use my impact drill all the time for most everything, but when you're undoing this many screws from this many doors and everything like that with a big battery on the bottom, obviously you can do a smaller battery, but you know, it's just heavier and it'll fatigue you more, and your forearms will get a little more sore, but obviously an option, or you can just use a regular little screwdriver if you want. But what I do is I just take my screwdriver here, I go out here and I pull this hinge out, 1 screw, 2 screws, and I always keep a Ziploc bag handy for any hinges, screws, or anything like that. Toss them in there, that way I'm not searching for them afterwards. And then I just remove my hinge. So this leaves a little pocket here, right, that was drilled out for the concealed hinge. And I know that this came from my lower cabinets over here, and it was door number 16. So down here in the pocket, I'm just gonna come here and I'm gonna write, and I hit the hole, so number 16. And then I just take a piece of tape. And I'll cover it up right into my hole. And then after I've painted all the doors and primed them and painted all of them, I just go in there, grab the tape, pull it out, and my number is just right underneath the tape. I do the same thing with the drawer faces. You know, on the back of these drawers, I mean, part of it's not even seen because of the drawers. So when I pull it out, I actually just write right on the back of the drawer face with a Sharpie, and I cover up that with tape, and then I peel it off. So it makes it really easy to put the drawer faces right back into place. So I'll go ahead and we're gonna get all these doors off, all these drawer faces, and get this stuff ready for prime. So we just pulled off all these drawers and drawer faces, and I was telling you about labeling. So if you look here on this drawer face right here, we've gone ahead and labeled this drawer front letter E. And then what I was talking about masking it off is you just take your piece of tape, go like this, when we paint this, I mean, none of this is gonna be seen anyway because the drawer will be covering it. Then, like I was talking about down in the hinge, the pocket holes for the hinge, just go ahead and label it. It's really easy. Don't worry about having too much tape because you'll just take your tape, stick it down in the pocket hole, and then all of this excess right here, once it's in there, just take your knife, just cut the sides like this, and then you won't have to worry about it anymore. I really love this knife. This knife is pretty awesome. I have had this, I don't know how long. I'm not even sure Dewalt makes this anymore, but if they do, it's the best knife I've ever had. And the reason why is because for a utility knife, I like that it's compact, that it can clip to my pocket here, and that the knife can retract. But the coolest feature is like, it always seems like either you break your blades or it's dull. It's really easy to flip the blade around. You push one button and you can flip the blade around just like that. And then the other thing I really love about this is that it has storage right on the knife for other blades. So you just flip this down and you can stick 3 or 4 blades right in here so you can pop another one out and just keep going, and you don't have to go back to your garage or grab another pack or do whatever. You just keep it right on your knife. But I bought a ton of different utility knives over the years with all the years in construction, and I have never found one that I like better than this one. So if Dewalt still makes this, I'll post a link to it, but you know, if it doesn't, you have one, you're lucky because this is an awesome knife. All right, after I've removed all the drawers, door faces, and all that other stuff that's in my way, the next thing I do is I just come through and I kind of vacuum up the chips. I've got some sawdust sitting in the floor or on the bottom of the cabinet down here from when I did the demo, when I pulled the countertops out, and when I was working on this hair sink for my wife. So one of the things that I love when I'm doing my projects like this, if I'm not doing just like a ton of vacuuming, I love this cordless shop vac from Dewalt. It runs on their 20 volt max platform, so you just grab any of your batteries from your entire rest of your Dewalt collection, works right here with this, and it's got great runtime, great suction. It's cool because it's got a couple onboard tools. So you've got a crevice tool that goes right in the handle, which is what I use most of the time, and then it also has a small, like, you know, what I would call like an upholstery tool or something like that. But anyway, just a little wider suction area. So it's pretty quiet, pretty easy. I just go through, vacuum it all up. And I do that in all the cabinets and drawers and everything like that. The next thing that I do after I vacuum is I come down and I wipe all of my cabinets down. I just grab the bowl and I add some warm water, throw a little bit of dish soap in there, and just so it helps like any grease, and it helps just knock off junk that's been, you know, on there from whatever, even from hands touching it or whatnot. And yeah, just get a little bit of soapy water, and then we're gonna take this and we're gonna come in and we're just gonna wipe down every cabinet in here, getting it nice and wiped off, inside and outside, all the little edges and crevices, anywhere and everywhere, just removing dust, dirt, debris, all over the cabinet faces. We'll do it to the drawer fronts, the cabinet doors also, before we paint those. And then after you wipe it down, you just come back with a clean little terry cloth towel just like this, and you're gonna wipe it dry and get it all dusted off. So we're gonna go ahead and do that to the rest of the laundry room now. One of the things that when I'm painting cabinets, I don't like to have these drawer glides in my way. So this particular drawer glide is pretty easy to deal with. So you'll have to just look at your cabinets and see how it is. But all you gotta do is just pop the screws out on these sides, and I've already done these two right here. So all I do is I just take them, because they're mounted on this flexible hinge in the back, and then I just stick them up out of my way. Like that. It's pretty quick and easy. It takes 2 seconds, and then that way when I come in here and I prime and paint these cabinets, I don't have the drawer glides or the roller or anything like that. I'm not getting paint all over them. It just makes it cleaner.